Steven, you played Among Us at all?
Sort of. Like I watch a lot of YouTubers and stuff do it. I get the
Yeah.
concept. I can talk about it. I played a lot of games similar to it actually. Like there's
Right.
game nights. We had card nights, werewolf, vampire. It's the same concept. You've got
Yeah,
two
yeah, the kind
players
of like
and
a whodunit, kind of like a
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess for those of you who don't know, Among Us blew up after being released 2 years ago, much to the surprise of the developers, Innersloth, who
What a
has
name.
been
That's such a
talking.
good name.
Yeah, right. It's probably just like a couple of people, to be honest. Innersloth has been talking about some possible revamps to come to Among Us. Now that they have completely scrapped the sequel that they had originally planned on before the Among Us blow up, but now they're just like, okay, now people actually like this game, so let's stop working on Among Us 2 and let's keep this one relevant, you know?
They're probably
And so they're
scrambling,
focused,
dude.
right? Yeah, they're just like, oh, what do we do? We gotta make this more entertaining somehow. So they're
it's working. It's working. Hold everything.
yeah.
Hold everything.
2 years later.
Yeah.
So they're focused entirely on supporting Among Us now. There's been many complaints, like for example, crewmates. A lot of times, if you play online with random people, if you're killed as a crewmate, a lot of people will just leave the game. They're just like, "Oh, I'm dead. I'm leave."
Oh,
You know.
that's not
But
good.
like,
That's not the
not
spirit
only
of the
does that
game.
kind of diminish the spirit of the game, you know, because you want to stick around. You know, it's interesting to see what happened, and also, you know, there's also the issue of like tasks and stuff. People leave without doing their tasks, and then you're screwed. So crewmates leaving immediately after being killed is something that they wanted to kind of address because they don't want the game to not be fun for anybody. Obviously,
Right.
as good developers would. The devs believe that the driving force behind this is that there isn't really much for people to do, much for crewmates to do after they die and become a ghost. For those of you who don't know, if you're a crewmate and you've been killed by the imposter, you become a ghost, and all you can really do is float around the map and complete your tasks and stuff, but you can't interact with anybody or anything besides
Okay.
your tasks. Um, this is actually different than the imposter, because if the imposter becomes a ghost, they can still do sabotaging and stuff. So these imposters can still do stuff even if they're dead, whereas the crewmates, even if you complete all of your tasks, you're done. There's not really anything else you can do except watch the shit show play out.
Okay.
So they have been talking about adding in kind of like a guardian angel mode, and they aren't really sure how this is going to manifest yet. So they're thinking that maybe it'll be like the first crewmate who dies will become the guardian angel, or you know, it'll be like a random selection of a crewmate every round or something like that. But it'll basically let the crewmate ghost perform new actions that will kind of bring a little bit of spice into the game, such as they can stop the imposter from killing somebody, or they can undo a sabotage, or you know they can affect doors. You know, so you see like the imposter chase someone down. You know, you can slam the door in the imposter's face so your boy can get away. And so it's like a
Oh.
little neat little
Okay.
features that they're thinking about adding in to kind of add a little bit more complexity to it, but also just make it just you know just keep it more lively. You know.
I was
Um,
wondering how that would affect the balancing of the game, though. For instance, like if you don't know who the imposter is, and then someone's walking down a hallway, and then they get split up, it's like, well, that guy's probably the imposter. The person who died knows it,
yeah.
or
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, I
I
guess
mean,
it would be it would be like a use wisely kind of thing, I'm sure. And if you've been killed, you would at least know who one imposter is.
right.
Um,
But I'm
but yeah,
saying, like, how are they going to balance it? Because it sounds like it will, like, I think they can balance it. It just sounds like it's going to tip it one way or the other for a little bit.
yeah,
Because, you know, if my teammate died and then all of a sudden someone gets shut off from me and I know what that means, I'm like, okay, that's probably imposter. And that just solved 50% of the issues for the whole whodunit thing, which makes it really unfair to be the imposter. If we're talking
okay,
about that hypothetical.
okay, yeah, hypothetical, yeah, I can see that. I guess yeah, it would really just depend on how they're. It's because it's a weird game where it's kind of would be hard to balance. You know, it's not necessarily the same as like a fighting game where you got to make sure somebody's not too OP than somebody else.
Hmm.
Right.
But
I guess you could add another imposter. I don't know.
yeah, it would be. I mean, it would be I think it would be interesting to see how they do it. I like the idea, and I also do agree that I feel like there needs to be a little bit more to being a crewmate besides completing your task and not getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first place to address would be the ghost system because yeah, I mean you die as a crewmate, and after you finish your task, there's nothing else for you to do. So
You just get thrown into a Fall Guys cell.
Fall Guys is like where all the imposters go when they get caught. It's like, oh my god.
That's what everyone